First of all, Merry Christmas everybody. I know that there is a lot of Christians that celebrated it over the course of the yesterday and today, considering that the Christmas is usually celebrated 3 days in the Christian's calendar. So hopefully you had a great time with your family and with your loved ones. Second of all, by the title of this video you can see that it's time for the charm video, which, as I've promised, is going to be in a series of living skills, which you could have seen by now that I have already made a video about herbs and herbalism and making potions. So for this week it's going to be charms. Now, disclaimer, first of all, before we start, this character is not mine. I have only helped it to, let's say, develop the charm skill, because I'll be first one to admit I myself have had always very low interest for making charms, as most people do, so I never really saw much of interest and a use case in them until I started to become curious, and I have seen and realized how good actually they are and how much they can help in various occasions. So without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, where do you pick up the skills? As we have already went in the herb video, I will skip some parts because literally the mechanics of it are completely the same. So if you want to understand where are the ores located and how the leveling process goes, you can check out the herbalism video. But yeah, so first of all, where we pick up, we need for this, as we can see, collect ores and make charm skills. So both are going to be at the blacksmith. As we can see, learn living skills, collect ore and make charm. So literally at any blacksmith that you go anywhere on any map will have this skill, those both actually skills available for you, so you can pick it up literally anywhere. As far as the leveling process goes, it's completely the same as the herbs, so I'm not going to repeat myself regards of that. So instead I'm going to get straight to the point, which is what are actually the use cases and what are the actual unlockables from the charms alone. First few levels up to level 1 to level 6, as we can see here, basically you unlock the healing charms, mana charms, as well as, yeah, basically those are literally it. So basically, how do those work? You use them as a potion, the sitting healing potion or sitting mana potion, so either way. Now, however, they, I believe, can be used also in battle. Of course, as long as the casting time is not interrupted, because unlike healing potions, charms, when you use them, have actually a casting time which goes backwards like this. So if you get one, you will see what I'm talking about. Basically, it's same as if you were, I don't know, making magic stones, and you will always see that there's this bar right here that has a casting time. So it's same process for the charms when you use them, except the loading bar goes backwards. Aside from that, there isn't really much. Now, one good thing, unlike the potions, is you have very few options, and that automatically means if you focus strictly on one charm, you will level it much faster than the potions, because literally you just need one ore. If we go literally through all of the levels, as we can see here, basically you need ores literally only of one type. So fairly simple, fairly straightforward. It's really not hard to develop level. However, now once we get to the actual, let's say, level 7, you get an option, because those Healing Charm level 7, Mana Charm level 7 are automatic unlocks as you level up. However, the elemental defenses and damage absorb are two unlockables for which you need, let me see where my stall is, not this one, this one. So to unlock those, you need both of those charms, Charm level up scroll for level 7 1 and Charm level up scroll for level 7 2. Both you can find in same caves as the charms for herbalism, so completely identical. So I believe that the charm number 1 unlocks you all of those elemental defenses. Now, as we can see, they are divided for the each individual defenses, and the materials for them, we can see they are a little bit more complex, but again, it's nothing very terrible. You just basically need 2 extra of the materials with ores than you would do rather the normal ones. So each element, as we can see here, basically they serve as your elemental defense. So it's very easy to understand what their function is. They each add 600 of the specific elemental defense. Now, probably you are all wondering where this could be used. Those can be used in duels. I know some people are going to say, well, that's cheating. Well, if you don't see it, it didn't happen. So as long you have always an option to go duel with the amount of buffs, I believe that exceeds 15. So if you are over buffed and when you use this, the enemy will not be able to see that you used it, because there is a limit of amount of buffs that you can see. Another case is to use on high-end caves. So let's say, for example, DR, and we all know that bosses strike really hard, especially when they strike with their magic hits, and those can be used very good on monks when they tank. Let's say, for example, Flower Aroma. I've seen this misconcepted, because for some weird reason, I don't know who rolled out this stupidity, that Flower Aroma does poison damage. She does not do poison damage, she does Buddha and lightning damage. So whoever made up that she's a poison boss, she's not. So originally, in those cases, so let's say when you are tanking her for, let's say, first half of a bar, you want to use mostly Buddha defense, because this will absorb her magic hits, which are Buddha. And the part when she actually casts her lightning hits is when she spawns flowers. So if by any chance you as a tank go low, you can always use elemental defense lightning, and such case can be applied for every boss and for literally every tank where you need specific elemental defense. So you can see that it does have a use case. Now surely the numbers may seem like low, because 600 is maybe like, I don't know, 1 to 2%, even if that much. However, if you stack it up over time, it does end up mattering. So tanks will especially know this because some of the numbers are low and they may not seem as a big deal. However, over time they can collect up and help you in the long run. So yeah. Now second unlockable is a damage absorb. This one, again, you can put a same use case as for with the elemental defense buffs. This one is unlockable with the second scroll. Basically, you can see that there is a difference in scrolls. This one says 1, this one says 2. So, and you can also always see that there is a distinguished difference in pricing because this one is way harder to drop than this one. So that's why that's the case. As far as damage absorb, yeah, completely same application could be done as with the elemental defenses. However, from my point of view, you could much more benefit with damage absorb by using it when you solo something. So let's say if you watched my previous 7-star stage solo run, I went very low on health by the time I killed all the bosses. So if you are missing just that little bit of a damage absorb, this is ideal solution for you because this absorbs any damage. So it doesn't matter if boss does to you physical or magical damage. Literally this will absorb the complete total amount of 1350. So in a way you can say this is like a fairy's shield. Only you can use it on any class because it's not class specified. The only requirement really it has its cooling time and it's level 60. So originally you want this to be used for one time because 3 minutes is a bit of a cooldown, like I'm not gonna lie, but overall you can still use a decently good application because you can stack it up with Fairy's Shield, so whichever one you used first will get spent first, and then this one will carry over and still gets left over as to be absorbed. So there is a lot of applications, so you can test it for yourself. Not really complicated also to make. Basically it's similar combination as those, except those like unique ones require 4 of 1. Here as well 4 of 1 and here as well 4 of 1. So you can kind of play around with that. There is always somebody that's going to be that makes them and you can order them. So very good stuff there, especially on the low levels. And now when you level up to level 8, you unlock something that I, up until maybe 3 to 4 months, didn't know that exists. And those are Curse Charms and Bloodstain Charms. Now, what are those? I'm sure that probably 95% of people that are going to watch this video and players in general have never seen those, including myself. Reason being is a lot of people that even had the skill itself leveled did not bother making those because either they haven't figured out that they could be useful, or they really didn't bother because of the materials that require them. So as we can see here, Curse Charm requires you a Golden Crystal level 5 and Blueness Stone, which this one is, like, especially nowadays, this one is extremely easy to make because Blueness Stones drop in PCP first and second floor, and Golden Crystals level 5, like literally you can find people every single day giving away golden weapons from their BC bots. So as you can see even here on my stalls, like all of those are for sale and literally people are buying them to make those Curse Charms, especially lately. So you cannot really, especially now, give any excuse that those are hard to get. Now, Bloodstain Charms, on the other hand, are a little bit harder to make because it requires Golden Crystal level 8, which you need to drop level 70's gear, so that would include rings, amulets, and all the 70's gear. Now, again, you can find always somebody selling those for literally maybe 2 to 3 gold, because if you drop level 79 amulet with one stat, like, there's literally no use case for it other than decompose, let's be real, or 77 level ring, or any parts of the gear. So you can always find, if nothing, you can always get a gear for cheap, or if nothing for free, which you can see that even I sell those crystals. Pine Stone, however, it's a little bit harder to get because you don't have a way to drop Pine Stone unless you go and mine it on Peace Island and other islands, so that might be a little bit of a pain overall, to be harder to make rather than Curse Charms. Now, what those two do? Curse Charm, used to target to increase aggro greatly, lasting 20 seconds, not available to world boss. When you use this charm for 20 seconds, you are going to gain an extra aggro amount. Now, a problem that I have with this is that the amount of aggro is not listed whatsoever, how much it is in amount. So, if it were like, let's say, for example, I'm going to go my monk now, to just give you an example how it should be, let's say, calculated in which variety. I have a little bit of a lag because I have a ton of clients open, so don't mind that. But basically you are going to see that that's the main issue, because it's really hard to pinpoint and how to calculate, because in base we know that the monk's total amount of aggro is equal to 4.4 times than any other damage that does, any other weapon that does damage. So basically, if it were to calculate same way as we can see in a mercy buff, so as we can see that it enemy value increase 190 points with every attack, so basically you get a flat number how much it increases, and from there you can calculate how much this would be, because there is a base of how much a fatal bash does. Let me just swap it out to a, so here you can see that it increases 60%, so you get kind of an orientation how much that could be. However, problem with the charm itself is that it doesn't say, so it would require quite a lot of testing, but it would be also a blind testing, so I don't know even how much it would be accurate at that point. And as far as, oh boy, this lag is killing me. Let's hope that I glitch away. Maybe I run F12 for this one. May help. Okay, so for the other charm, Bloodstain Charm, it says use it to increase all attack attributes by 5%, decrease defense attributes by 1%, lasting 20 seconds. Now, thing with this one is that the Bloodstain Charm's description is not accurate. So it says that it increases all attack attributes by 5%, so that means both physical and magic damage, and decreases all attribute defenses, so includes physical and magic defense, to drop by 1%. However, I have found a original script how much they actually do decrease and increase. And this is original screenshot from Shumenol. Let it just load so we can see. This is just a translation from them, so don't mind if the names are different. So what does it say here? Full attribute attack increased by 5%, same as when the full attribute defense is reduced by 10%. So not 1%, it's actually 10%. And for this occasion, we are going to put it to the test. So the best way to test this is, I believe, on the veterans. So let me see if any veteran is alive. Special attack, boss. Okay, great. We have Tusk Ogre alive, so we are going to go to him. So we are going to see how much it actually does drop off and which variation is true. Now, I did already test this with Ding Yin maybe 2 months ago or something like that, and if I recall well, it increased your damage by 5%. However, it decreased your magic damage by 10% and it decreased your physical defense by 7.5%. Now, the thing with that is that the wizard and monk have different stats and different bonuses on both of the defenses, and of course the scaling works differently because not everyone have the equal plus of a gear. So therefore the magic defense cannot be the same, and it might affect how much you actually are going to get decreased by a spell. Now, I know it may seem maybe at first that you compensate basically 5% damage boost for 10% decrease of the both defenses. However, there are use cases which I am going to cover just once we end up with this testing. I believe here is Veteran Tusk Ogre. I'm not sure, I really don't do veterans often, although even I should, because they give a lot of materials for magic stones and crystals. I believe he's somewhere around here, I'm not sure now. Let me see if I even can find him. Okay, here he is. So what we are going to do now is we got a mob attacking us. Well, not any longer. Okay, so for this test, let's take off my numbers for my defenses. So defense is 25,739. 25,739. Okay, this is for physical. Elemental resistance is, let's see how much, 6899. Okay, 6899. So that is magic. Okay. The damage itself we are going to test now first before we are going to take the auto attacks, normal crits and burst. Okay. So about 10k, 36.5. Okay. So around 10 to 10.3. We can see here. Yeah, around 37. Okay. So the damage is going to be 10.3 and 37, let's say. And let's see now the physical hits, if it actually increases physical damage. Let's leave a couple of auto attacks. So I crit around 1.6. around 1.7, 1.6. Yeah, let's put it 37,000 here. So let's put here 1650, so some average. And let's see what will the numbers say once once we use the, I wanna reset him so that we can start him all over again. Damn it, stop following me. Wow, what a range he has to follow. Does he really follow you all? I almost thought that they made him so that he follows you all the way. Like, that would be a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, so let's use Bloodstain Charm, and first of all I'm going to take the screenshot how much defenses drop. So these are the numbers here, and let's use the charm. Okay, as you can see here, this is the icon, this guy like breathing out. Okay, so numbers say, and I cannot crit, so damage is 10.4, 10.5, okay, so it did increase, cooldown is 10 minutes, so we could see that the damage did increase for around 10.5, and let's see how much that is actually in the numbers. Let me just reset him. So really, okay, let's move to stone and let's see what the numbers say. Okay, open file location. But yeah, just wanted to say big thank you. We have surpassed 150 subscribers, and hopefully we can reach it sometime soon to 200 subscribers, because I really am trying to monetize the channel, and if I do, I may make some giveaways in the future. So if you feel like supporting me, and if you wanna together with me build this channel into something, let's do it then. Okay, so let's see what the numbers say. Okay, physical defense dropped down to 23,760. Magic defense dropped to 6,209. Okay, so let's see how much that is in the drop off. So we are going to pull out the calculator. Let me open it. So how we do this is we are going to do 25,739 divided by 100. We get this number times 90 is going to be 23,000. So it's about less than 10%. So let's do it then. 25,739 divided by 100 times 93, because let's see if it's 7%. It's not, it's so okay. We get a rough estimation number, which is going to be a little bit over 7%. So yeah, in technicality we can say let's do 7.5. 25,739 divided by 100 times 92.5. 30. Oh, this was incorrect. Let's do again. 25,739 divided by 100 times 92.5. Okay, so yeah, we can estimate that the calculation was correct, and so here is drop of 7.5% of physical damage. And let's do now magic damage. 6,899 divided by 100 times 90, we get exactly 6,209.1. So here drop is exactly off 10%, and here we had a magic damage of 10.3k and we were hitting 10.5. So let's see if that comes up to 5%. 10,300 divided by 100 times 95. Actually we need to times 105 because this is an increase, not a decrease. So basically we are going to do 10,500 divided by 100, get a number, times 95, and we get, so it's a little bit, well, thing was that we didn't really get much of a hit because the buff only lasts for a, I guess we could say 20 seconds. So let's estimate that the increase here is by 5%. So this is boost of 5%. So overall we can see here that this buff decreases you more than it increases you. However, the entire goal of this is to boost the damage, so that's kind of a compensation. Now the use cases for this, you can use it in PK as a wizard, especially if you hit Tight Spout, and we all know how annoying Tight Spout is in wars and PKs. Basically everybody complains about it, that it's annoying to deal with its slowdown. You can use this to push as damage in caves when boss is about to die. Also you can use it in duel, another use case when your target is stunned and they have already used their stuns. So same application if you even use buff, and if you are over buffed and dueling as over buffed, you can use it and the icon would not be seen. So you can, let's say, put it as a cheat, but the point here is not what is fair, what is not, but finding a use case for this. And also you can find it a use case, especially for monks. This is another way to help out with your aggro, because the decrease of physical damage here is not that much relevant. As we all know, your physical defense is covered via your block and dodge, so this is also another way to help you out with aggro. And hopefully that is where you can find a use case for it, which, well, basically you can use it because that is its primary function. So hopefully now with this video I have cleared out the use case of charms, because people have really slept on it for a while, and I would really say that it's forgotten mechanic, but it's more so like how would I say, not very interesting until somebody discovers it and fully explains it how you can use it to your advantage, which of course it's minimal usage, but in those specific cases it's going to make a difference, and you are going to see that. So I'm gonna leave the video at that, and as always, if you find this video helpful and informative, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing towards our goal of 200 subscribers. And of course if you have any suggestions regards of any future videos, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And with that being said, I'm going to see you in the next video, probably next week. So until then, take care.